Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Terry Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, intuitive astrologer and guide, spiritual teacher and empowerment coach. And I'm here with this week's Pick an Angel card reading. And before I start, I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of how I think it's most beneficial to phrase your question. Oftentimes, when we go to an oracle of some kind, we ask, what will happen? Or we phrase our question in such a way that we're putting our power outside of ourselves. So, as you are phrasing your question this week and moving forward, I want you to say to Spirit, what information or what knowledge or what messages do you have for me that will most empower me to align with my greatest truth that will help me to continue on my path to experience my highest and greatest life ever? It sounds a little complicated at first, but once you kind of get a rhythm with this, you'll find that spirit is already connected to your intention and then can send you those messages and messages of support and omens that you are aligned. So I'm going to start. I'm going to do three readings, three separate readings for you to choose from. I found people are commenting that it's easier to have less choices in some respects. So I'm going to start with angel reading number 1. And when I do these readings, I start with a Kyle Gray. It's Angels and Ancestors is the name of this deck. And I like to use one card that is going to give me an energetic theme, no matter what the topic or genre of your question may be. So for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, the Kyle Gray card I pulled was the Water Guardian. Connect with your emotions. This is very interesting because as I record this today, Pluto is going retrograde. Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio. It also rules what is hidden, and our emotions are oftentimes hidden from the outside world. As you connect with emotions, whether they be challenging emotions or joyous emotions, it's really about connecting with the ebb and the flow. And if for some reason you find yourself coming up to some challenging emotions, it may be a time when you just need to release on a human level the tension that stress and challenges bring. So let's go into the reading number 1. Again, we are connecting with our emotions. The theme of this reading is the Water Fairy. In our foundational position, we have the Focus card and we have Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing, physical healing. And for me, much of that physical healing comes from an alignment with my mind and my heart. In the opportunity and or the obstacle, we have Crystal saying, have faith and hope. There's more on the horizon that you can see. And then we have the Cow, which represents nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. In the Angel's Advice, we have the Protection card and Opal. Opal represents God and the angels taking care of our inner child. It can also represent taking care of the children we have given birth to on this planet, or those that are still in heaven awaiting. But for the purposes of this particular reading, I'm going to go with the inner child. And in the final position, we have Aurora. Aurora is the angel that represents an inspiration through going in some ways your own direction, listening to the drummer inside of you versus absorbing into the collective that may not be authentic to what you want to birth in this world. And there's the Wind Fairy, which is really a connection between the mind and in many ways the heart. So at this time, for those of you that picked angel reading number 1, I think that the Water Fairy is offering you an opportunity to see where your emotional body is taking you. We had a full moon yesterday in Scorpio, and this is a very intense energy, and it's going to have an effect for the next few weeks. In addition to that, the ruling planet of Scorpio, Pluto, has gone retrograde today, which is going to go on until like October. So this reading has the ability or the influence over quite a long period of time, because I believe those of you that picked angel reading number 1 are going to be excavating your emotions at a deeper level. And you're going to start to realize that much of the healing that you're looking for comes through your focus. And you may recognize that your focus is taking you down a path you don't want to go. It could take you down the path of worry, of stress, but it's not about resisting that path, but just being aware of it. Because within the awareness, you have an opportunity to shift it slowly but surely. Because as you start to shift your focus, you start to feel the flow and the rhythm of asking and receiving. And then what was started off as hope becomes more rooted in the faith of the unknowing, because what you're knowing is that your emotions are indicating where your focus is, and your focus is offering you an opportunity to heal. And while you journey this, as every human will, God and the angels are protecting you, because there's an oversoul. When we study psychology, we learn about the id, the ego, and the oversoul, or the higher self. The oversoul and the higher self hold space for the bigger version of who we are when we're walking an unknown path directed by the ego. And the ego is often in the mind, asking us if we deserve, and analyzing the situation and trying to figure out how we're going to get there. But part of this, for those who picked angel reading number 1, is about following your emotions, allowing the water guardian to lead the way as you start to speak that which your heart yearns for, versus that which your head tells you can manifest, or you can experience, or you can create on this physical plane. Because what will happen is stress and worry will take you into a dynamic that looks at what you have in your bank account, or what you have in the form of love, or what you have. And if that is in lack, it will give life to the lack. The focus will give life to the lack, because it seems very real. As you sit back in the illumination, I am in lack. And then I say, Spirit, my emotions are feeling pulled down in lack. Thank you for helping me to focus into the abundance, so that I can move past this situation. Because I do believe that that's what this year of 2021 has to offer, is a rewriting of the old structures of our mind and coordinating them with our heart, so that we can start to live a higher vibrational experience. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 2. Those of you who picked angel reading number 2, I pulled the Kyle Gray card, the She-Wolf. Unleash the wild within. This is really a rebellious energy. It's very much indicative of the planet Uranus, wanting liberation from rules, restrictions, dynamics that no longer serve a bigger version of yourself. And we just experienced a full moon in Scorpio, and we have this character, this female, really grabbing onto this primal part of herself that is not taking any prisoners. Her instincts are overriding what she's been taught. So connecting with your emotions in a rebellious way that says, I deserve. I no longer want to experience lack. I no longer need to experience a lack of love, a lack of finances, a lack of connection. So in our first position, the foundational position, you're being offered peace in the form of the angel Shanti, and harmonious wealth is coming. And in many ways, this is a claiming of this energy. This is what the She-Wolf is offering you. You are claiming your peace regardless of what other people tell you. The world is falling apart. You know, everybody's in a crazy place of fear and of disruption, but you're being offered victory. You're being offered the opposite, because you are not participating in what everybody else is feeling in the way of challenges. You're allowing your connection to spirit. Ariel says, new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view yourself and the world at large. And then the B card here represents good luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. But it also represents my being energy. So as I go into this idea of claiming my peace, regardless of outside circumstances, I am being offered victory in my being energy. And in the angel's advice is absolute transformation. As I assert myself, Athena says to lovingly assert yourself. And here's the swan, transformation from the ugly duckling of unknowing to the swan of inner knowing, which allows my being energy to root here on the planet. And in the final position, for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, is a new beginning. Isaiah offers a new beginning as you give birth to new ideas and new situations. And sometimes disruption actually is the most loving act. Inner disruption is the doorway to our dreams, because it's time to really care about what you feel like. Because I believe that we have multiple lives, and I believe what we carry from lifetime to lifetime is the feelings that we have accumulated. So if we've spent a lifetime feeling unloved, we will in some ways carry a large portion of that feeling into the next lifetime to offer us balance. So as we claim a bit of a rebellious energy in saying the moon represents our emotions and our intuitions. And as of those of you that picked angel reading number 2, say, my emotions matter. How I feel it is important regardless of anybody else, because your peace is actually offering other people peace, and your way of being is changing you from the depths, the core of your being. And in doing so, you are actually launching into a new chapter of much more happiness. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. For those of you that picked angel reading number 3, I pulled the Kyle Gray card, Winter. Take care of your needs. I know we're in the midst of spring now, but this is really a time to look at what matters most to you, to slow down and to assess if the hamster wheel of obligation that you're on, if you've stretched yourself too thin, it's time to realize that if you don't take care of your own needs, you're really not going to be even 75% available to those around you that need you. I'm feeling this very Gemini sort of running around energy in my everyday activities, the feeling of parents when they have young children and everything is sort of a little bit hectic. So really allowing yourself that few minutes to take back claim your space will really help those around you. So in the foundational position, we have the Love card and we have Omega, the Angel of Victory. This is very interesting because this Love card could intimate intimate love, but I think this is also love of self, which goes back to taking care of your needs. In all of your love relationships, for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, coming from your authentic truth and expressing yourself in a loving way will bring victory, and not necessarily because the other party is responding so favorably, but you're acknowledging within yourself your own needs, which will make you a better partner in your family relationships, a better partner in your friend relationships, a better partner in your intimate relationships, a better partner in your professional relationships. In your opportunity and or your obstacle is Indriel, the light worker, and the hawk. And in this particular case, I absolutely believe this is looking for the signs and the omens. This Indriel represents the light worker, and I believe that those that are conscious walking on this planet are standing in service to spirit. And as you shine the light of your own self-love, you will not only see signs and omens that love is coming back to you, but the ripple effect of that love. And I want to say it this way, because now we have in the angel's advice, Bethany, the angel of self-care, which is chiming right back to what the Winter card was saying about taking care of your own needs. And then this is the Raven, which to me represents magic, because the way I want to say it is oftentimes when we endeavor relationships with other people, in the beginning, we're kind of neutral, we're sort of like, oh, it's so nice to get to know you. And then as these people show or demonstrate things that we find are attractive, either they have fun, exciting lives, or they're doing fun, exciting jobs, we invest in the relationship and we start to diminish ourselves inadvertently. We start to feel not valuable inside the relationship. And I think that's exactly what Spirit is trying to say, is that those of you that picked angel reading number 3, it's time to feel valuable in your relationships. Because in the final position, I have Azure saying now, it says your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it. And then there's the perception card. So overall, I want to say this reading number 3 feels very much about relationships in general. It feels like it's about how I, or how you as an individual, love yourself in relationship to others. And the most sensitive relationships that we have are intimate relationships. And as you trust and you assert yourself lovingly, expressing yourself with God's love, this is not about judging or criticizing or trying to change somebody's behavior. It's more about expressing an authentic truth that gives the other party choice. And then in many respects, in order to continue to feel victorious and feel valuable within yourself, it's about holding a healthy boundary for that. It's not about villainizing the other person if they can't deliver what you need to feel whole and complete. That is your job. And as you stand in that energy and express it lovingly, I believe you'll start to draw in people that will support that and will also be in alignment with it and want to exchange that energy. So that's this week's Pick an Angel card reading. I'll be back. I'm not going to say when, because God knows that's been kind of strange and funky. But my intention is to have a monthly Heavenly Horoscopes for May coming out in the next few days. And I'll see you all next week. Please like, please subscribe, please share. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, my information is in the description below. All right, everybody, have a great week. It's me, Teri Hunter. Peace.